learn about quantifiers today, okay? Let's go to our presentation, okay? Quantifiers. So let's start learning what is a countable noun and uncountable noun. Please help me to read the slide for countable nouns. Nelsis.
Countable nouns can be counted an apple, a school, a picture, two pictures, etc. Can say singular or plural verbs. There is a book on the table. Those houses are very big, aren't they?
Now let's see the uncountable nouns. Help me to read, please, Gabi. Uncountable noun.
Yeah, uncountable noun cannot be counted. Sugar, information, water, understanding, etc. Always take singular verbs. There is some water in the picture.
Cannot be counted. Thank you, Gabi. So, for example, in English is not always the same as in Spanish, something that we can count and we cannot count. Sometimes it's not what we think. For example, here we have a list of countable nouns. A picture, a film, a job, a machine, a finger, a bird. Okay. And here we have the uncountable nouns. Something that we can count. For example, the food. The food is something that we cannot count, right? In English, grammatically. Because maybe you are thinking, teacher, pero ¿qué pasa si yo tengo dos platos de comida? Son dos y lo puedo contar. Yes, I know. But the word food, it's something that we cannot say, yes, I have two foods here. That's what it's referring, right? That's what it's mostly referring. For example, what calls my attention, especially class, is that something like soup, right? Fruit, tea and coffee, fish, something like that, ice cream, or bread. For me, if I speak in Spanish, it's something that I can count, but in English, grammatically, it's not something that we can count. I cannot say, I have two breads. Tengo dos panes. No, I have two bread. And that calls my attention when I touch this topic, because it's not what we think. What we better do is consult the list just as the same as we do with the regular verbs. For example, we have three categories in uncountable nouns. General, about general topics, about food, and abstract topics. For example, knowledge, that's something that in Spanish is the same. We cannot count the knowledge or the happiness, right? But it's with some general and food nouns that we probably get confused. Perfume, it's an uncountable noun. And you can say, teacher, but I have 2 bottles of perfume. Well, you're saying bottles, and bottles is a countable noun. You cannot say I have 2 perfumes. You cannot pluralize uncountable nouns. With countable nouns, you can pluralize. You can use plural of apple, apples, schools, pictures, But with uncountable nouns, only singular. There is some water in that pitcher. There is bread in the bag. There is a lot of bread. Hay mucho pan. But in Spanish we say, tengo muchos panes en la casa. Tengo muchos panes para mi cena. Pero en inglés dice, tengo mucho pan. Make sense? Are we understanding what is a countable and uncountable noun? The definition of it? So we will learn some quantifiers. Valesca.
And how I can say tengo dos panes? No puedo.
Can I say? How can I say? No how I can
Ay,
say.
sorry. How can I say tengo dos panes? O nunca puedo decir eso porque no se cuentan.
I have 2 pieces of bread, 2 slices of bread.
Okay, thank you.
You will always use a countable noun and then the uncountable. You can also say to bread, but you cannot say breads. But most of the time in English, you will have the chance to use that structure of saying something as a countable noun before the uncountable. Here we have some quantifiers, class. Some examples: little, few, lot, many, much, any, lots of, and some. And we can use some of them with both countable and uncountable, and some of them only with countable or only with uncountable. To learn more about that, we will watch a video. What we will do is that we